The political left is now trying to argue that Vice President Kamala Harris was never actually the border czar. You may remember President Biden formally put her in charge of immigration in March of 2021.
I've asked her, the VP today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle and the countries that help. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks, stemming the migration to our southern border.
Now it seems the left wants to erase that, like magic, from everyone's memory. New liberal media headlines claim Kamala Harris was never Biden's border czar. She was never in charge, even suggesting that the border czar title was something made up by Republicans. And Harris's left-wing allies are desperately trying to defend her poor immigration record. Let's remember together.
She assumed the role that Vice President Biden had during the Obama administration, which is diplomacy with Central America. She is not the border czar. To the extent there's anybody who's a border czar, it's the Secretary of Homeland Security.
Number one, Harris was put in charge, as you said earlier, of combating the roots of immigration. She was not and is not the border czar.
Do you think Kamala Harris did a good job as the border czar?
I don't know that she was a border czar. Was she a border czar?
Kellyanne.
Who cares about the Russian title border czar? This has been the biggest failure of the administration. She owns and eats every piece of fentanyl coming over the border. All the millions of people have come since Joe Biden said she's going to stem, quote, the flow of migrants. That has not happened. We have had so many people come here illegally. It is a number higher than the population of 41 states. I want everybody to think about that. In fact, they have thought about it. That's why 9 years after Donald Trump elevated immigration and border security into the national consciousness, to international ridicule, called every name in the book. That's why it's number one or number two, Harris, in all the swing state polls and all the national polls. People see it in their backyard now. They're offended by it. They think it's unfair. So she needs to own and eat all of the failures of the Biden-Harris. I don't care what her title was. I care what the metrics are. And the public shows up there with Israel and Hamas, handling of the border, is their most vulnerable issue. And nobody, including and especially Donald Trump, should let her off the hook. There's no bigger contrast between the two.
Emily.
Yes, and, you know, just in the last seconds, Washington Post releases a headline, an online army is coming, and it's for Kamala Harris. The point is that this is a manufactured, it's a created, it's a golem of online people that don't know reality. And to your point, she has utterly failed at the border. She campaigned the last time when she failed the first time as running for president on fixing the immigration crisis. So all of a sudden, the crisis doesn't exist, nor does her participation in it. They are trying to revisionist history all of her service. You know, they never mentioned Canada. She talked about growing up in the public school system here. Where are you talking about? But at the end of the day, that is what they are spoon-feeding the Democrat Party and all of those kids that are going to vote for her.
That is such a good point.
She never met.
Where she grew up in education. Go ahead.
She never met with the border chiefs, not once. She said that she wanted to disband ICE altogether. At one point, she called ICE agents or border agents Ku Klux Klansmen, right, on the horses, and she will defend the legality in her view. She's supposed to be a prosecutor, and she's said all the ones that crossed over illegally are really legal, and we have to do whatever we can, however expensive the entitlements, to help them here. She will bankrupt the country on that, as well as other entitlement proposals. I mean, it's just, she will never, Kellyanne, she will never get out of the box of the open borders of the Biden administration. And she added to all that because of her statements about the border agents and the ICE and the rest of the story. This is hot. This is going to be the number one issue, maybe even worse than inflation and the economy.
Just because you failed at something doesn't mean you get to rewrite history. And, you know, we're not dealing with paper newspapers that people throw away and then they no longer have access to the titles and designations that people used 3 years ago. We just have to enter a quick word search, and we see that The Hill and Politico and several other major news organizations were calling her the border czar because she was designated the border czar, like William Bennett was the education czar, Harry Anslinger, he was the original drug czar. So it is, sure, it's a colloquial, informal designation that is still used in politics to mean something that was given to her. She was not Mrs. Root Causes, even though she failed at finding those as well.
We showed it last hour. There's plenty of tape. Lester Holt, NBC, interviewed her. Have you been to the border? Well, I haven't been to Europe either. I mean, my goodness gracious.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.